I think if I'm not mistaken, you're the same age that Chrissy-O and Jess were when they won their first titles. I just wonder what that means, what they mean as an inspiration, and also to be in that kind of company, I think.
I think it means a lot to just be even mentioned in a sentence with them. I think it's no secret to any of the British journalists that I admire both Jess and Chrissy-O so much. I mean, the things that they've achieved have been so inspirational to me growing up, and obviously just as women, they've both been encouraging me throughout this competition as well. And even Chrissy-O has been texting me like every day, giving me little encouragement. So it means a lot to be mentioned in that sentence with them. So thank you very much. It means a lot.
A gentleman here in the front.
Ben Bloom, Telegraph. Dina, how does it feel to be a trailblazer for female British sprinting, having never won a global sprint medal before?
I think I never really thought about it before, but I think it feels good, mainly because I think in many walks of life, as women as sportswomen, we always try and push boundaries and we try and redefine what's possible. But whether that's British women or, as you see with people like Shelley Ann, with Alison Felix, what's expected of sportswomen in general. So it feels good, but I know we've got so many talented British sprinters, both active and coming up as well. There are so many fantastically. I mean, my own British record was broken this year, so we know that the future is bright. And, well, my own British junior record, sorry. I'm not talking about the one today. But, so we know with British sprinting the future is bright, and hopefully we'll see far more female sprinters on podiums individually in the future.
So, Dina, people have tried to categorize you as a 200-meter sprinter, and you've said you're a sprinter. Now that you've won a gold at 200 meters, are you a 200-meter sprinter or a 100-meter sprinter, or just a very good sprinter?
I'm still a sprinter. I'm still definitely a sprinter. As I said in the previous press conference, I think I've been categorized as a 200-meter sprinter probably because people are more used to seeing me in that distance over the World Championships, but I think that's tended to be in the past, like being injured and then like quickly gaining fitness and then going into the event that I was more confident in, and if that kept happening, then I'd look like a 200-meter sprinter. But it's always been my aim to be a girl that could double up in both the 100 and 200, and I'm glad to have done that at this championships.
Hi, Dina. Rick Broadbent from The Times. I know you've got the relay, but when do you think you will start to think about the Olympics? Will it be the day you get home?
Oh.
Or?
I mean, the Olympics is less than a year away, so we've already been thinking about the Olympics. I mean, we're in a continuous cycle. When the last one ends, we start thinking about the next one. So I don't think there's any time that goes by that you're not thinking about the Olympics. And but within that, doing well in Doha is part of the plan. So in thinking about Doha, I'm obviously thinking forward to the Olympics as well.
Johannes Knut from Süddeutsche Zeitung, Munich. I actually have two questions to Brittany and Mujinga. Brittany, I think you said in the mix on that you had to grind a lot to be here. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? And also, Mujinga, what does it feel like to win the medal finally after so many near misses, and what everything that you've been through?
So I talked in interviews, it's my rookie year, it's my first year out, my first full year out of college. I went to Iowa. So I just had to work. I worked odd jobs. I was a caregiver. I worked with adults who had dementia and Alzheimer's. I worked I was a waitress. So I grinded, being a professional athlete and transitioning from college, like you realize that, you need to be financially stable. So you need to make sure that's okay. I was grateful to have some funding from USA Track and Field. And besides that, I grinded. I grinded in the weight room. I changed some diet habits, and it has paid off. So it was grind mode. I'm just really thankful for my support system, everyone in Iowa that, the university has really supported me throughout my first year out, and I'm just thankful for them, everyone in Cali. I'm originally from California, and everyone back in Cali that's been supporting me. So it was grind mode, but it all paid off. I think God's timing is the best timing, and it really did show off.
For me, it's really amazing to go home with that medal here. when I was younger, I never thought that I would be able to maybe do a medal on the global stage. So at first, I did my first final on the global stage. I was already really unbelievable for me. And then I knew it's going to be maybe a possibility to get a medal, and I was just so happy. I did a good race. And yeah, sometimes I was often 4th and 5th and 9th, and I know I have to miss it sometimes, and then sometimes it works, and today was a good day, so I'm just really happy.
Any questions from the back there? No, so if we, gentleman here on the first row again, then will be you.
Sorry, it's for Dina again. Athletics has different eras. Do you think, and is it your target to be the next dominant force in kind of global sprinting? Is that an aspiration?
I don't know. I don't really think like that. I think if you're talking about eras, I think hopefully we should be, as a sport, in an era where we share the limelight. So traditionally, lots of focus is put on the sprints, but obviously we're seeing incredible people doing things in the long jump. I mean, that high jump competition with the women's high jump was insane the other day. Just had a world record broken in the 4 hurdles. So I think it would be good if it was an era where all the stars throughout all the events got their kind of time to shine, and their incredible feats, whether they're in the 100 meters, whether they're in the 10K, the high jump, the hammer throw, they get their time to shine. So. Oh, is that what you mean? Oh, sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's still a lot of hard work to be done. And I don't know. I'm just going to continue to work hard and try and be the best athlete that I can be.
So, Brittany, here's a question for you. Having trained in the Midwest in the U.S., is this heat bothering you over here?
So coming from California to Iowa, like, humidity was a very big thing. Humidity and snow definitely shocked me. But being out here, kind of like somewhat familiar to it. This heat is, a lot different than Iowa humidity. But, I had some familiarity coming into it. But, just trying to, like, pick and choose and pick my battles, and heat is something you can't really control. Weather is something you just can't control sometimes, and you work through it.
Gentleman here in the front.
Ewan Crumley, Athletics Weekly. Dina, I just wonder what the young girl that first went along to an athletics track would make of all this. If you think back to your younger self.
I think she wouldn't believe me. She wouldn't believe me at all. And I was saying earlier that, weirdly enough, I often use my younger self as reference when I'm running now, because when I was in the warm-up area getting a bit nervous, I remembered back to a slightly older me than you're talking about. But I remember being at my first champs in Moscow when I was 17 and being literally so scared. Like, I was holding the relay baton and my hands were sweating. I was really scared it was going to fall out. Like, I know it's very unglamorous to say, but it's the truth. And I just was reminding myself today, like, look, you're never going to be that inexperienced, that unprepared, and that nervous ever again. And you were successful there, so you can do the same here. But to that younger self, I don't think she would not believe me at all.
Gentleman in the back.
Hi, Weldon Johnson, Let'sRun.com. Brittany, I know you don't have a sponsor, but do you have an agent?
Yes, I do have an agent.
Okay, and the last time I saw you was at USA Indoors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you won the 300. You came through the mix zone. I don't think a single person asked you a question, and you were taking a selfie.
Oh, yeah, that was you.
With the backdrop, and I was like, oh, I feel sorry for this girl. So, I mean, how does it feel to be up here now? I mean, Dina's like a global icon in her country. She's a star, and do you feel like this is what you expected all along?
Yeah, I mean, when you saw me back then taking a selfie of myself, like, I was just happy in that moment, like taking my own selfie, like, and I was, experiencing it. And now to come here and to PR twice this weekend, or this week so far, and, my coach has seen stuff in practice, Coach Roberts, and my strength coach. Like, we really, tried to do some things in lifting, and I think they saw it, and I started catching on. I started actually believing it. So coming here, like, I just try to tell myself, like, you got this. Believe in yourself. Like, you know, I have a story to tell. Like you said, like, I was unattached, and I still am. And, you know, it doesn't matter where, if you're unattached. It doesn't matter where you're from. I train in the Midwest. I train by myself. It's just me and my coach. It's me and my strength coach. And it doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. As long as you believe in yourself and you trust God's plan and everything will work out, you know, it does. It really does work out.
So one last question, gentleman here on the second row.
Hello, I'm Panayot from Sportsfeed. So, Dina, to whom you're devoting this medal to?
Pardon, sorry?
Is there someone special you're devoting this medal
Oh, definitely my coach John. I know my parents will be frustrated that I didn't say them, so I apologise in advance. But it definitely has to be my coach John, because I've known him since I was 8 years old. And no, I know, I've known him. And he, even when I was little and still trying to like jump over hurdles and do long jump, he was like, please just watch yourself, like just stay in the sport, stay fit. Please don't try go over hurdles, Dina. Please don't try go over long jump. We can do some special things. And obviously, when you're like 8, 9, 10, you're just like, oh, okay, okay. I didn't see what he saw, but he's always believed in me, and he's always been careful with my progression and careful to advance me when I needed to be advanced, and to hold me back so I could get stronger and cope with my speed when I needed to as well. So this medal is definitely dedicated to his patience, intelligence, and wisdom with me since I was 8 years old. So.
We have time for one more question, the last, so who wants to take it? A gentleman here in the front.
Sorry, me again. I just wonder how much of the finished article you are, Dina, and how much you and John feel you can get better, because you're still, I think, only 23.
Yeah, to be fair, I just saw John before, when I was halfway through media, and like, if I'm being honest, we've still got some things to work on, like particularly in the 100 and stuff. I didn't run the race that like we'd all planned to run, and stuff like that. I'm still getting stronger. I'm still getting more experienced, both physically and mentally. So hopefully there's a lot more to come, and it should be an exciting journey. So yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.